Yeah.
You know, it's the same kind of a deal. But comedy-wise, yeah, I would put that. That's a good split between comedy and comic book and fantasy and everything like that. Music, everything.
Yeah, 100%.
Just really, really cool.
I think that's a movie that could also almost define the decade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it encompasses a lot.
And it came out in 2010.
Yeah.
You know, and it really did kick off a lot of the way movies are made now.
Yep.
With that, I mean, we'd been doing a lot of stuff, but this one was more. I like the wit in this one.
As do I.
A tremendous amount. You know, the vegan part.
3 strikes.
Ovo-lacto vegetarian.
Bread makes you fat.
His-
Just there's so much, dude.
Yeah,
there's so much in that movie where I'm just like, every time I'll go to turn it off and I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay. No, wait.
Yeah.
We can leave in a minute, honey.
Well, it's like This Is the End. This Is the End was another funny one that I really, really did watch, and I still watch a lot. I don't know. It's pretty goddamn funny, you know?
I would assume, I'm going to take a stab at this. You can tell me what you think. But if I had to guess your favorite, and I would consider this a comedy of the last decade. Maybe I'm wrong. What We Do in Shadows?
I'm not going to say that.
No?
No.
Okay.
No. It's on my top 10 list.
He 100% hated that movie, you told me.
No. I mean, I love that movie.
No,
I think it's funny.
Love that movie. I figure that's a comedy, but I think, honestly, I think that's a lot of people's number one for the decade.
Yeah. I think it was different.
I didn't want to blow anything for you, but I mean, I consider that a comedy movie.
Yeah. No, I like Monsters University.
Oh, nice.
Yes, that's my favorite funny movie.
Didn't watch it.
Even though it's animated and everything like that, it was like Revenge of the Nerds for monsters.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that movie. I'll watch it anytime it comes out. Wreck-It Ralph was pretty funny too.
Yeah, I watched that.
I'm trying to think of any other funny ones besides like Deadpool.
The first Deadpool was really good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the second one, but the first one was just awesome. And then like kind of blew you away with what to expect, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't a very funny decade. Besides Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it was good.
Movie.
And then like
Game Night, I think.
Game Night
pretty
was really
funny.
Good. Yeah. There was some good movies, but nothing like Three Amigos.
Right.
There's no Three Amigos. There was no Three Amigos in this last decade. But yeah, I had that up there. Sci-fi.
Ooh. Do you want my favorite sci-fi?
Go for it.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yep.
Honestly, this is probably really maybe one of my top 2 movies from the whole decade, which is weird because I didn't watch it when it first came out. It was about a year and a half later. And then I watched it again like really recently just to make sure. I was like, man, I really like that movie. Let me make sure this is what I thought it was. It fucking was.
It delivers. I bought the blood and chrome version.
Nice.
So is the black and white.
Yeah.
So I watched the black and white.
Because you're too lazy to turn your TV to black and white?
Yes, exactly. I had them do it for me. It was only like $5 on iTunes one time.
No, I'm just kidding.
And so you get both of them. So I was like, damn,
I know I've given you a lot of shit over this black and white.
Yeah, I just can't color correct it myself.
Lazy bastard.
But that was my number 2 favorite movie out of all of this last 10 years.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I think that was my number 2 as well.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude. Because God, Mad Max is a character that I grew up with too.
100%.
And Tom Hardy, there's one scene that he completely 100% embodies that character more than any other scene in the whole deal. Remember they're being chased.
What? That happens in that movie?
Yeah, that one time they're in the car chase, right? And he looks back at the pregnant wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she had just done something really cool and she was kind of hanging on the side right before she dies.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks back and he kind of gives a thumb up. And I was like, that's fucking Mad Max to me.
100%, yeah.
Right there, that's Mad Max. That one little 1 second scene made the whole movie for me, you know, as we know, one thing can change a movie from my perspective.
Oh, well, we know. Hence the reason you hate
the
Matrix. Yeah, I forgot.
But that literally like that, I believed in him. You know, I was like, all right, cool. He's Mad Max. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. At first, I wasn't skeptical at all. I was like, what do you got to say, Tom Hardy? And I'm like taking notes and shit.
I thought he did a good job. I thought it was a good movie all the way through.
I wish they would have more.
Yeah.
What? Even on the behind the scenes of that one, they were in production on that movie for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like 15 years since the 90s or some shit before it actually came out. 20 years. Some crazy. He had the idea of walking across the street. Which is kind of crazy. Blade Runner, sci-fi wise, yeah, that was a great movie.
Absolutely.
There's Blade Runner is a high watermark when it comes to movies anyway. But this one I think is another one of those misunderstood movies that's going to really gain steam years down the road.
I think that a lot of times that happens.
Yeah, just like the original Blade Runner, you know, so ahead of its time. You know, 2049 is ahead of its time. It was a good continuation of the story, but yet kind of had some mystery to it still, you know, and you were in that world again, you know. Predators, fucking badass movie.
Was that the last one?
No, that was The Predator.
Oh, I like that movie too.
Yeah, Predators from 2000. What was it, 2010?
Sure.
Yeah, Predators 2010 was whenever they were on the Predators like game war or game preserve or whatnot. Okay. Yeah. Fucking that movie was badass, man.
Right on.
That movie kicked ass. I mean, that's another one that's got repeated viewings that I think is really well.
Well, I know we were talking about action. You talked about Baby Driver a little bit.
Yeah.
That's kind of an action movie in my opinion.
Yeah, a great movie too. Yeah. God, Godzilla 2014. Yeah. Since we're on like sci-fi, more sci-fi stuff, you know. Shit, man. Interstellar was pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't blow my mind like everybody else.
Yeah, right,
I'll tell you what movie I really liked in the sci-fi world was Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Chappie.
Chappie.
Hey,
come on, Chappie.
I like Chappie a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, Chappie. Fucking with the Zeph style kids. Yeah, that movie is fucking great. Elysium was great.
Yeah. I didn't watch Alita Battle Angel, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Was it good?
Not bad. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Not great.
Did it make your list?
No.
Okay.
No, didn't make my list. No, not at all. Hardcore Henry was another kind of sci-fi.
Hardcore Harry, right?
Hardcore Henry.
Yeah. That was the POV?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a cool movie too.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, big time different.
I think Inception, Mitch would want us to mention that since if you haven't noticed, Mitch has disappeared from the podcast.
Did he?
Yeah, I know.
I don't even remember him being here.
Yeah, well.
What did we talk about? Video games?
Yeah, something.
Kong Skull Island came out, which was a really good movie too. A complete different 180 turn to tie that Godzilla Kong world together.
Absolutely.
Which this year they're supposed to come out with.
Didn't Skull Island, you said?
Yeah.
That came out?
Yeah.
And Godzilla, right?
Godzilla was 2014.
King of the Monsters.
Yeah, King of the Monsters came out in 2018, right? Or 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
And then now we'll get the big battle.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah. Annihilation. Did I already say that?
No, you didn't, but that was a great movie.
Yeah, that was a freaky movie, man.
Yep.
It was a weird one. Ready Player One was a good one. Solo and Rogue One both came out.
Yeah. I would say, if we're going to talk Star Wars, which would be sci-fi.
Yeah.
Rogue One's probably my favorite. Solo was good.
Solo was good, but I would say Rogue One, you're right, 100%. Out of all the new Star Wars movies, I'm going to put that up there.
Yeah.
As being a great one-off.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a completely badass movie. And again, repeated watchings. You can watch it over and over again.
Agreed.
And still catch new things with it. Solo too. I mean, you really can, cause you're invested in the character, but this one, you knew they were all going to die.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to be good for them.
Yeah. I'm like, Bothan. Who's a Bothan? Who's the Bothan spies in this one?
I will say, out of recency, out of the new trilogy, I just watched the third one, and it is by far my favorite one out of the new trilogy.
Cool.
So
yeah, I can't wait to watch it.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
We had Pacific Rim.
Yeah, that was a good. The first one was awesome.
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Yeah,
I started to watch the second one. I was like, oh, I got shit to do.
Yeah, the second one, cool.
I wasn't invested enough to watch,
Yeah, it was cool to see giant robots and kaijus and shit like that. But I think the first one was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
For anything, if you've ever been a fan of anime, you'll like that one a lot. I'm trying to think of any other besides Alien Covenant. Now, we would be amiss if we didn't talk about this one, Prometheus.
Good movie.
Prometheus, to me, was one of the best sci-fis throughout the last 10 years. It was such a strange and unusually paced movie.
It really was. And it was good. I would probably put it in my top 10 from the decade. I don't know if it would be my favorite. I said Mad Max was my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
But maybe top 5. I don't know.
Yeah. It's such a crazy movie. And I mean, I know Tyson loves that movie.
Absolutely.
Plus, he also loves like 10 Cloverfield Lane. As far as like a sci-fi movie goes, he loved that one big time. He's always been a really huge fan of all of those people like that. That movie was just fucking badass too. You know? All of them were really, really good.
Well, and I watched, I think those in a row was Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
I watched them in the order, like the chronological order.
Yep. Yeah.
Not too long ago, maybe a year or two ago.
It's pretty cool to actually set those through. I think they're selling them right now somewhere where you can get the whole bundle now.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course they are.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. This was also a good decade for the animated movies too.
Yeah, so again, trying to pick one. This is where I had really two answers and I could not separate them. So at the beginning of this decade, we got Under the Red Hood, Batman Under the Red Hood, which is by far, like, we've talked about this a ton.
Yeah.
That's the movie I would give somebody if I wanted to get them into the DC animated universe.
Yeah.
Check this out, and kind of bookending the other side of it, I would say is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was fucking amazing as well.
Yeah, this is a cool movie.
Yeah, definitely. Just, I don't want to say original because obviously it's not original.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't think you could get much better.
Yeah. No. Yeah. On all of the animated movies, they've kicked ass on that part of it. Even though we're talking about DC, even though I said we're not going to, we forgot about one big giant movie that came out in 2012, The Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
Did you not like that one?
It was all right. I think that the bar was set so high with Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, I know that's Talia al Ghul. She's a bad guy. And
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I already knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't get the big turn.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I already knew.
It was good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it definitely wasn't my favorite of that trilogy. But I actually, I have a hard time even picking between Dark Knight and Batman Begins. I love both those movies.
Both of those were pretty badass, yeah. And they kind of set the tone for a lot of those kind of early comic book movies too, but kind of gave it a more serious tone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And made you pay attention to the literature, which is really cool.
Kind of a weird side, and I forgot to mention this in the comedy, but it kind of goes with comic booky stuff. Did you ever watch Birdman?
Yes.
I love that
movie. Won an Academy Award.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it was a crazy because it was all like a continual shot movie.
Yeah.
Like another movie I want to mention, Mother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Birdman was, I still don't really understand it.
That's a podcast for another day, sir.
Yeah, I'm like, what really happened?
There's a few movies I think that we could probably do one podcast about, like, tell me what your real thoughts are on these movies.
Yeah.
And we're all going to have a different idea.
Yeah.
And I'm down to do that.
Yeah, that would be really good. Especially that one. It's like, what the fuck was that movie? Michael Keaton. And I've said that before too, is like, name one bad Michael Keaton movie. And all of you motherfuckers were like, oh, this one. And I'm like, yeah. Oh, this one. Yep. This one. Yep. There's a lot of bad Michael Keaton movies.
I don't know if there's a lot of bad ones. But...
Yeah. Well, would you put Clash of the Titans in sci-fi too?
Sure.
Or action?
I
like the first one.
That was the sci-fi of, back in the old days.
Yes.
So sure.
What about Tron Legacy? Did you like that one?
That's definitely sci-fi. Yeah, it was good. I'm not as big of a Tron fan as like you are.
Yeah.
I know that you're a huge fan of Tron, but I thought it was a good movie.
I thought the new one was pretty awesome. It was really cool. It's different.
For sure.
You know? But it brought you back into the grid.
100%.